Allow me to welcome you to the new podcast, episode number 136. My name is Steven. I am joined as always by producer and co-host with the most, my man.
Hi, friends.
Kelly. Let's get to it. What an introduction, Kelly. Never ceasing to amaze. That was it? Is that what you were channeling?
Something like that.
Okay.
I assume we get a lot of, 10-year-olds listening to the show.
They're in our demographic. 6 to 12-year-olds listen to this podcast. Coming to you live in the studio here, the new studio every week after week, except when we take a break, which we love doing. But the number one thing we love doing for y'all out there is putting on a goddamn great show. And I couldn't do that without my man Kelly in the driver's seat. Let's get to this week, my man. Tons of shit to talk about, Kelly. We got Elimination Chamber going down in Jeddah.
What is that?
Saudi Arabia. It's kind of like the Elimination Chamber is kind of like the Royal Rumble, kind of. But it's like a chamber everyone goes into. Kind of not really like a chained off. It's kind of like a cage match with chains. And then two guys start in the middle, and there's like steel around it too. And then there's 4 pods, and I think it's every 5 minutes one of the pods open, and a guy comes out, and then they have to fight that dude. And it's interesting. And this one having running its annual show with a female and male show, and it did not disappoint this year, especially in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The show went off without a hitch, and one dude took one hell of a bump, Kelly, like a fall, like a real bad fall on his head, but finished the match. He was okay, but man, it didn't look good. He got an Alabama slammer from Drew McIntyre, and he went straight head first.
Damn, lost some IQ points.
He definitely did. Tons of MMA and bare knuckle boxing as well went on this week here, Kelly. We had Bellator go down, and we also had UFC, but bare knuckle boxing had one hell of a show with Knucklemania 2. What an event it was, Kelly.
That was a good fight.
It was. Stole the night, in my opinion. We'll break it down at the end of the show, and we'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
And one hell of a weekend that was just filled with shit. Canada up here, all of our Canadian listeners will know we have Canada Day coming up we got Monday off. Americans, you can suck it. And I don't think you guys get a holiday for Monday. And we get one Family Day here in Canada. Loving it. And who doesn't like a good day off, Kelly? I don't know. Even if you have to work it. Sorry, Kelly.
Get paid more.
Yeah, exactly. At least you get overtime.
Yeah.
Oh, what a few weeks off we had though, man. Fucking gamed it up. Just been riding my bike and really enjoying that and shit and working, doing my thing. Played a lot of games though. I really made an effort to play a bunch of games this week, and just going to be talking more about that as well in the middle of the show. Reviewing the reviews, but first, let's get to some MMA news. I think one of the biggest breaking announcements, and it's what started the show, Kelly, The Ultimate Fighter, and we will have The Ultimate Fighter coming up here, number 30, and it will be coached by none other than. Can you guess who it is, Kelly?
But I remember, and I forget at the same time.
It'll be Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena.
I remember reading about it, but I totally forgot.
I put you on the spot. Sorry, I put you on the. I caught you off guard there. Always keeping you on your toes. The new podcast. Sorry, Kelly. I'm excited though, man. I think this is going to be great. I'm not exactly sure what belt they're going to fight for after this, but still, that's the best part I always thought about the Ultimate Fighter 2, Kelly. You know what I mean? Having the coaches battle it out, especially when it's for a belt. Yeah. Afterwards, those have always been great. BJ Penn, when he beat Jens Pulver to become kind of like the first 155-pound dude. Even they had that women's card too. I think for the straw weights as well. Winner took that. That was probably one of the better seasons too. And obviously, and then the ones where you get the belt, our show favorites, the return season, the redemption season for all the older guys, where Matt Serra goes on to win the 170-pound belt. This one here will be heavyweights, male heavyweights, and women's flyweights. So interesting season. Obviously,
the only thing I don't like about them being coaches is as someone who is like holding two titles already, she was like already holding up the divisions, right? Now she's doing the Ultimate Fighter, she's gonna hold it up even more.
Yeah, exactly. Especially obviously against the person that just beat her too, right?
Yeah. So if
but I hear what you're saying.
If it's for the lower weight, then I guess it's okay. But if it's just gonna hold up the division even longer, and they're gonna fight for the same belt, yeah, it seems like a bad move.
I agree. No, for time-wise, not a bad point you make there, Kelly. For time-wise, absolutely. I just think they're, the 145 is still just, a division where really there's really not a ton of competition right now, so no one's really arguing. But, it should be more competition in that. She's been holding on to that belt forever and really has had no challengers. Mm-hmm. And, it's time for, I think they got to have it. If they have contenders, all right, if they, bring the contenders to the table, and it's two women who are bona fide, going to be punching that ticket, giving them the interim belt or, the contract, sign on the dotted line saying, if winning this fight, I get the title shot next no matter what. But then, if there's even a longer delay, then she's even held up. Why would, exactly, I even contradict myself there. To have that contract with a division that is so much up in the air, that that could actually hurt them in the long run. Never even thought of that too. It could actually hurt them because then that person will be tied up forever. Because why would you want to fight somebody lower, right? Why would you want to take another fight, an interim belt? You know what I mean? Either way, though, Kelly, not great coach choice, but the talent they have isn't much better, man. Really a bunch of nobodies, which is, what the Ultimate Fighter is all about, making your big name. Really, through the heavyweights, is just the only real dude that kind of stands out is Bobby Maximus. He's actually a Canadian dude fighting out of Ontario. But he's 43, though. Wow. That's not a good... You're starting your MMA... You're trying to reach your main goals at age 43.
It's like 3 years past your prime.
Pretty much, and he's 5-4.
What's the point? Oh, my goodness.
And he's like really the only name. His last two fights were losses, and his last actually fight was a KO loss, too. So he's not even coming with a head of steam. He's coming in with 2 losses.
What did they do?
But oh my God, it gets even better, Kelly. His last loss was 2009.
What is he doing?
This guy hasn't fought in like 12 years.
What the hell's going on?
Wow. Interesting.
That is so weird.
He actually fought Elliot Marshall, who's like now a big coach. He's like a coach of a lot of dudes. He's like I think he's coaching out of Colorado. And he actually beat him. He actually has a win over Elliot Marshall, but it was in a Ring of Fire in 2007. I lost to Eric Schaefer. He actually lost to Eric Schaefer by arm triangle. And he has a loss to Hector Ramirez, too. He's also lost to Jason Lambert. That's not a good losing. Oh, he actually fought in UFC. This is kind of a redemption for this dude. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so he actually fought in UFC 3 times. Interesting.
Back at UFC 7, 8, and 9.
The most recent one was UFC 62. And that was Chuck Liddell versus Babalu. Chuck Liddell versus Babalu.
I remember that fight.
I know it was like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? It was a beatdown. Interesting, huh?
Babalu was like all about his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly. He was you know what I mean? He was coming off a tear himself, but you know what I mean? At that time, Chuck Liddell was just beating the shit out of everybody. What a card that was, eh?
Yeah, man. That's hilarious.
It was Forrest Griffin versus Stephen Bonner too on that one. Interesting. Nick Diaz versus Josh the Dentist Near. He defeated him. Czech Congo was on this one, and Hermes Franca.
That was a big card.
That was a big card. That's crazy.
Interesting. So he was like on an Ultimate Fighter.
I do remember this dude now. I remember this Rob McDonald guy now. Yeah, huh. Very weird. Even in Wikipedia says he's retired. I don't know. I think I'm being redirected to the wrong dude. No, I don't know. I think actually Wikipedia is wrong, to tell you the truth. No, that's the right dude. Yeah, that's the right dude. Interesting. And for the women's division, there's really the only person here is a woman fighting out of Guam, Brogan Walker Sanchez, and she is 7-2. So at least they're bringing in somebody here who's at least on their winning ways here. With a win, her last win came Invicta. She has 2 losses. She's 2 losses in Invicta, but she's 3-2, which is not bad. Invicta's tough, coming off a win. Should be an interesting season, man. Let's see what happens in the house. Does anybody get out of hand, Kelly? With the women or the guys, you know what I mean?
They're probably all going to start hooking up and then fighting each other.
That'd be interesting, like the challenge. Everyone just drinks and bangs each other.
And then they
talk shit. Yeah, exactly. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I like it. I'm watching. Either way, I'm watching. They haven't announced a date yet for when it's going to come out, but you can count me in for watching this season, and you can count their show on reporting on this show. Should be good.
Ultimate Fighter Gangbang.
On the Playboy channel. That was a good channel back in the day. You remember, not to get too off topic, but you remember, when HD TV first came out, Kelly?
Yeah.
And then, HD Net and, Oasis Channel and a bunch of, cool channels and shit? Mm-hmm. Whatever happened to those days, man? TV channels suck now.
That's true.
Oasis Channel was just kind of National Geographic, but just, beautiful. Is it just me, or, do TVs just seem like cameras and TVs have a disconnect now, or it doesn't seem like the quality is better than it used to be.
You might just be used to the fact that everything's HD now.
I guess.
Kind of kind of wore out on you.
Bullshit.
Once everything gets super HD, then you'll notice.
I guess you're right. My eyes are too good. That's the problem. Moving right along here, Kelly. We got a big announcement coming out of Bellator. Bellator Paris. And the main event of that one will be Ryan Bader in a rematch versus Czech Congo. Excited for this card because it is a big matchup of, two dudes who need to get answers. Their last fight, a real lackluster one. We will find out come May 6th. Bellator Paris. I love this matchup, though. It makes sense for Bellator right now. It's 2 dudes, like I said, 2 dudes who need an answer for their last fight, which was a total stinker. Going to the accidental eye poke. It was a terrible way to finish it. We need answers, and we need them now. Damn it! And we're gonna get it here come May. In Paris too. Obviously trying to build a fan base out there. With having Czech Congo. On the card, obviously, and rematching a dude who's kind of timeless, rematching a guy like Ryan Bader who's kind of slipping a little bit. Kelly, it seems like his last few fights, even though he's coming off a big win to defend his heavyweight crown against Modolski, he doesn't look great. He's not beating the crap out of dudes like he did to make it to the top, where he just was crushing dudes. Time catching up with Ryan Bader too.
Yeah, I think he's near the end of his career. I think he's been in a lot of battles. He's been fighting for a long time. And the heavyweights, the first thing that goes is your speed, right? And he's a wrestler. He's good at wrestling and shit like that. I mean, he can strike too, obviously, but his bread and butter is his wrestling, and his shots are looking worse every time I see him. Oh, I think it is age.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. His shots are looking a little worse every time. But Czech Congo was 46, man.
Holy fuck.
46. And before this fight, will be like a week before his birthday, and he'd be 47.
Holy fuck, man.
I know.
That's crazy that he's still
It's
fighting.
insane. How is that even possible? What fountain of youth is this guy on? He has the big win over Timothy Johnson. The loss to Timothy Johnson recently. The split decision. He looked really bad in that. And there was the Ryan Bader fight before that. Interesting though. It's up in the air. I think that's why I like this matchup a lot. And that's the reason why I'm talking about it. It's a total. It's a total throwback fight. It's going to be in France. Which I love too. They're probably going to Bellator will probably screw us over with what fights we're going to watch. But let's hopefully it's going to be on YouTube and we'll get awesome. We'll get the whole full meal deal. And I think it's going to be good for them. For Czech Congo to win, huge, and for Ryan Bader to retain, it's huge. But another big matchup on this is a good old slump busting fight with Yoel Romero versus Melvin Manhoof. Talk about slump buster. If you're in a slump, they give you Melvin Manhoof. A dude who has no business being at 205. Zero business being at 205. He's 5'8". Yeah,
Yo's not that tall either, though. Right?
No, he's like 5'9", exactly. Yeah. But still, Melvin Manhoof coming off a few wins, but still, he's getting knocked out by Corey Anderson at 205. Anytime he goes anywhere near that, he just doesn't do that good.
Yeah, at least they're giving him somebody who's going to make him fight.
I guess giving him money. Let's hope they don't stink it up. Let's see how tall Yoel Romero. I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah, no, he's listed as 5'10", but I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
Highly doubt that. And he's come off 4 losses now, man. 4 losses with his last loss over Phil Davis, which was a bad one too. That was a stinker too. Mm-hmm. All decisions.
Why did they give him Phil Davis, though?
I know, the most boring fighter you could find.
Yeah, I was saying that since the fight got announced. Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
The most boring,
if you want to showcase a new fighter, you don't give him Phil Davis.
Poof. You don't give anybody Phil Davis. You want him to have a good... you make them fight Phil Davis last, and hopefully they can win.
Put Phil Davis on the undercard with some no-name.
Exactly. Please. I like the card though. I think they're stacking it. Bellator's doing what they got all those guys they brought over all those dudes to sprinkle into these lineups. Yoel Romero works perfectly. He doesn't have to always be up against other UFC dudes. He can just be the dude who goes out there and just bashes people as well. You want to call it give him a can. You want to call him talent enhancement or something like that. But Melvin Manhoef is still a dangerous dude at the end of the day. You can't let the dude punch you in the face or kick you in the head either, right? Melvin Manhoef is tough as hell, too. And hats off to both these dudes. I think it's going to be a good card. And could it be bad, Kelly? Could be really. It has the tails to be really bad, but I'm gonna bet money that this card could be one of the better Bellator cards of the year.
It's shocking how late into these people's careers they're fighting nowadays.
It really is, isn't it? Unheard of before. Yeah. These dudes, you couldn't make it past 40. Your body wouldn't just be able to do it.
They're just not making money. I think that's what it is.
Big time. Absolutely. Well, I think you got to maximize your potential. You fought your whole life.
Yeah.
How are you going to be able to do anything else?
Yeah.
You've done, and especially that your joints are fucked, your body's fucked, and I think most of all, no matter who you were, you got a little bit of fucked in the head too.
Yeah.
You got your jaw jacked once or twice, and if it wasn't in training, it was in an actual fighting. That's another fucking killer. Mm-hmm. Or just the constant adding of punches. You know what I mean? One way or another, your potential to be able to perform at the highest earning level after your fighting career, you better have one hell of a backup plan or a good investment plan.
Yeah. Mike Perry only has 3 brain cells left.
If that! He's gonna fucking come in and kick through your window.
Even his his speech afterwards. Oh,
man, that was.
It was like so like, what the fuck are you even talking about, man?
Why they let him have it? We'll talk about it afterwards. Why did they even let him talk that much? But moving on to a show that is turning a lot of heads because its number one player right now is none other than Miesha Cupcake Tate, is the most current season running right now of Celebrity Big Brother. Miesha Tate, just cleaning house. I think she's obviously putting a huge target on her back, though, with how well she is playing. And but man, the truth don't lie. Miesha Tate killing it on the house.
Yeah, man.
How you liking this season, Kelly?
I think one of the things is too, like, she'll go up to somebody and straight up tell them what she's gonna do. She doesn't hold anything back because she's fearless. Right? Like, she's like, what are they going to do? Punch me? So she'll just be like, yeah, I'm going to put you up on a block, blah, blah. And then it's like, that's just the way it is. And it's like...
she's the bully of the show?
Yeah, like the competitions, too, like, she's killing it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's pretty crazy.
Well, she's an actual athlete. They have Chris Kattan on the show, too, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who obviously is not there anymore, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, not an athlete.
Yeah.
That one.
Especially a current athlete, too.
Yeah. No, I think she just plays a really smart game.
Nice.
She knows how to strategize. She's been doing it a lot. Like you said, she's an athlete.
Mm.
So she knows how to game plan, and everything that she's been doing has been working really well so far.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been enjoying the season a lot.
Yeah. How can you not? When it's celebrity, like I said, I've caught little bits in here and there. I haven't watched like a full episode. But like I said, I've caught hit bits and pieces. But yeah, Miesha Tate is just, just ruling for the MMA world there.
I've just been watching on, I don't know if it's a website or whatever that the Apple TV connects to, but they show all the episodes up until a certain amount for free. They'll show last week's all the episodes for free, but the week before it will be under a pay thing now.
Weird.
And then next week it'll be the same thing. Like this week will be under a pay thing, but you can watch next week. So I've just been watching it on the Apple
Interesting.
TV. Yeah.
Interesting concept. Like it kind of almost like it's if you want the PVR service of it, being able to watch it again, you have to pay a little.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
But yeah, no, it's been a good season.
Nice.
It's like the only one I've watched.
Nice.
Just because of Miesha Tate.
That's hilarious. You never watched Big Brother before, really, at all?
No.
Ever at all?
Never.
Wow. That's crazy.
I didn't even know what it was about.
I used to watch it a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's kind of, like most reality shows. I think it just kind of feels like it's fake after a while, right? With actors, and celebrities, it's obviously gonna be a little bit fake, right?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Moving right along. One of the biggest and most shocking announcement of the week, Kelly, just breaking, and has been rumors been swirling about who the replacement would be for Beneil Dariush having to step out of his battle against Islam Makhachev. The person who will be replacing him, Kelly, will be Bobby Green. What a skyrocket to the top. This is going to be a number one contendership. Title eliminator. And they're giving it to Bobby Green, and I couldn't be happier. The swagger of this dude, and I've loved Bobby Green for a long-ass time. I've talked about Bobby Green for a very long time on this show. I cannot believe it. Obviously, with his last showing against Hasperat, he just beat the shit out of him. And always on last-second notice is Bobby Green is always ready to step up to the tail to get that money. I love this move. What an interesting call-up, though, Kelly?
Super weird.
Really? You don't like it?
No, that's all right. It's just like how fast he's fighting again.
Absolutely. Like what's even his ranking? Oh, he was actually on Bully Beatdown too. That's cool. I didn't even know that. That is awesome.
With Mayhem Miller.
Yeah, I love Bully Beatdown. Let's break him down. Speaking of a Bully Beatdown, let's break him down here. Bobby Green needs a nickname.
You know what's weird? It's weird how fast they're letting some people fight and other people they make sit just.
It's
forever.
true. It's very true.
That's what's weird.
Very, very true.
And Bobby like Kamzat, he's just gonna keep fighting forever, different weight classes. Or like people like Nate Diaz is asking Dana White for that final fight, and he's just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, just give me a fight. Let me fight anybody. I just want to fight and get this over with.
Yeah. They had a new post today saying, just let me fight Poirier. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. He's been saying it constantly.
Yeah.
Bobby Green, I guess, was the first guy to answer the call. Been fighting since 2008. He's 35. He's right in that wheelhouse. He's got about another 4 years left in on my bet with the amount of fights he's been doing.
Yeah.
And he's 29-12 with one draw. Let's break him down here a little bit. Two fight win streak, obviously, with his big defeat over Al the Realtor Iaquinta. And obviously with beating Nasprat Hasparat. Lost to Fazeev, close decision, lost to Thiago Moses. That was the fight I really didn't like. Thiago Moses, I thought, didn't bring it. He won 3 before that against Alan Patrick, Lando Venata, Clay Guida. The thing is, though, you know what I mean, he doesn't really finish people. You know what I mean? That's the thing about him. He'll beat the shit out of you for a long ass time. You know, with his ducking and his weaving, you know, his head movement is just insane. But you know, obviously it shows he may lack the power a little bit. Doesn't mean he can't be a great fighter. Has been fighting in the UFC for quite some time too, Kelly. Like, holy shit. Fighting since 2013, came over from Strikeforce. Had a lot of fights in Strikeforce. Didn't do that bad actually. Shit, I don't even really remember him from Strikeforce. That's just crazy.
Probably just wasn't promoted very well.
That's true. I could see that. Lots of wins early on in UFC as well before he came up against Edson Barboza and Dustin Poirier. He actually got knocked out by Dustin Poirier. And goes to a draw with Lando Venata before that. That was his draw. And then he has fought just nothing but top 10 dudes his whole career. It doesn't have his listing of where's he's listed though. Oh, it's interesting. Must not be in the top 10 then if you're not listed, right? But still, he'll be taken on for number 1 contendership against Islam Makhachev. Huge jumping. That's what's kind of crazy, but I like it. You know what I mean? But it's kind of weird at the same time. You know what I mean?
What's the weight class again?
155.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's actually ranked 20th.
It'd be hard to knock somebody out at that weight. You'd need to be like Henry Cejudo or TJ Dillashaw type guy.
That's true. You know, Poirier and you know, Conor can do it, but that's, you know, 2 of the best fighters in the world, basically.
Yeah. Well, 2 of the best strikers.
Yeah.
I don't know if Conor's overall game is one of the best, just because his wrestling is so... there's so many holes in it.
I see what you're saying. So, yeah, if you're going to give him an overall rating, especially, you know, sure, winning the belts, but never defending the belts, you know what I mean? Are we being too overly critical of that?
Yeah. No, I think he's one of the best strikers. I don't think it's one of... Just, like, Khabib just manhandled him.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh,
that's true. That's true. No, I totally agree with what you're saying.
I'm not trying to take anything away from him.
I am.
He's still one of the best strikers. Just not overall. I don't think you can say he's one of the best overall fighters.
You know, it's like kind of, you know, who would you say is most complete? You know, I think it's 2 dudes really come to my mind. And then you bring it up, Kelly, would be, you know, obviously Georges St. Pierre.
Yeah.
You know, great striking, and his wrestling was unmatched. And Randy Couture.
Yeah.
You know, I thought Randy Couture was that complete guy. He could really throw him, too. And his wrestling was obviously really good. His striking wasn't great, but his striking was still good. You know what I mean? He had a lot of knockouts.
Chris Weidman in his peak.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, really good call.
You know, he knocked out
Anderson
Silva. You know, and he's a super good wrestler as well.
Good call. Cain Velasquez.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
If he was healthy, Cain Velasquez, huh? What a concept.
He was the scariest guy in the UFC, healthy Cain. But he never showed up.
Exactly.
He always got injured Cain.
That's the only one that exists now.
Yeah.
There's all those rumors swirling. He may come back to wrestling. He may come back to MMA. Yeah, I don't see him come back to anything, unfortunately.
Andreas, yeah. Push himself too hard.
Yep. Yeah, push yourself too hard, man. That's what happens. Well, that about wraps it up, man. Let's break right into it here, Kelly. Back by popular demand, reviewing the reviews. I got a really annoying story out there, and tell me, it's not one of those "am I the asshole" thing, because I didn't really do anything bad. But boy, oh boy, did I get fucked, Kelly.
Oh no!
it's like I said, it's family day, so it's family day weekend type thing. So I thought, I'll do something nice for the kids. I'll go get them bubble tea. We haven't had bubble tea in a while. Talked about it on the show before. I do enjoy bubble tea. It's weird. I don't know why, but the shit tastes good, and the bubbles I enjoy the bubbles. You just got to be prepared for them, I think, is all. Anyways, I go to this one. It's one of the pricier ones, but they have a good selection, and they have high quality shit. And I go in and just place my order, and the guy asked me if I wanted extra toppings. I'm like, nah, why the hell would I want extra toppings? I'm like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? So, he's making the drinks, and I'm like, oh boy, he better be putting at least pearls in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least, because he asked me for extra toppings, right?
Yeah.
I said no to the extra toppings. I get my drinks, and they have no pearls in them at all, like no bubbles.
What the fuck?
You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, since you didn't ask for toppings, here's your straws. I was like, for fuck's sakes. You know what I mean? I said no to extra toppings. You know what I mean? So whatever. I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You know, and then I just, not to make a scene or, my confusion, whatever. So that's not the end of the story. So I get my stupid ass drinks. I paid, $20 for fucking for chocolate milk, for chocolate milk and lemonade is what I paid $20 for. Jeez. So, but I get in the car, I'm upset with myself. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I didn't realize I had to ask for pearls when you go to a bubble tea fucking place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't want extra toppings, so I didn't know what the hell extra toppings. You think it goes to the top.
Yeah.
When you think of toppings, you think of the top.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like whipped cream, shit like that, or sprinkles, or crap. I don't know. I don't want that. But I want the pearls.
The word extra to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
More than
what you would normally get. Yes. So like, why the hell would somebody come to this place and not to a bubble tea place and not expect to have bubbles in the drink?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That should be mandatory. That should just come with it. They should ask me, okay, well, sure, if you have different types, then specify. Do you want what types of bubbles would you like? What types of fucking, toppings would you like with it? Not, do you want extra toppings? Anyways, I'm driving home. I got them in the cup holder in the middle console in the back. I got a bunch of them. They gave me a bag for some reason. Like, oh, our cup holders suck. So here's a bag. I'm like, that's thanks. That's totally better. That's totally cup holder. I'm not making this shit up, man. I can't make this shit up. So I put them in the cup holders, but I only got 2 cup holders in the front of the car, and I got 2 cup holders in the back. I put it in the back. I'm driving home. I'm going through like a school zone. I hit a speed bump.
Yeah.
And I hear a Couture.
Oh, no.
And I look back there, and it's split. It didn't spill.
Yeah.
The fucking container split.
What the fuck?
In half. And there's chocolate milk everywhere now. Everywhere. Chocolate milk I didn't even want. $6 chocolate milk down the drain. Or should I say, like, all over my back seat of my car. You know what I mean? I pull over and I wipe it up as good as I can. I get home and I get a towel and everything was fine. It's all leather, so I just wiped off nice and easy. But I was just like, fuck me. And then, so then bringing it to my kids, all right, I got no bubbles. They're like, what? They're like, what? How can you get it without bubbles? I'm like, I didn't know I needed to specify. So we went back to get bubble tea today at a different place. And it's not their fault, like I said, but the thing breaking was just one hell of a calamity of errors. I went to a different one where I knew what I was gonna get. Made sure to even say with pearls, or whatever the fuck they want to call them, toppings or bubbles, or whatever the fuck they're called. And they were good. So, with that being said, I will be doing... It was tough to find a bubble tea place, Kelly, that didn't have terrible reviews. It was really hard. So you know where I had to go? I had to go to America. I was going through the wrong place. I was looking for bubble tea reviews in Canada. Bad idea. We're all like in love with bubble tea because it's new to us. It's exciting. America, they got fucking a dozen of these stores as well as a dozen other fast food chains that we don't have, all in the same goddamn fucking little place. And we got shit up here. We got A&W, McDonald's, Triple O's. Yeah,
Triple O's.
Still.
They don't have Triple O's in the States, do they?
I don't think they do. Yeah, it's just, I think it's a Triple O's just a BC thing, too.
Yeah, Fat Burger is better, though.
Go fuck yourself, everyone else. You don't even know what Triple O sauce is. It's delicious, is what I'll tell you it is.
That's true.
And you get a little pickle on top of your burger. Just a slice of pickle. Makes it good. On top, exactly. So you can have it in or out. I usually eat mine just as is.
I like to keep my pickle out.
Do you put it in the burger or do you eat it?
I eat it.
Okay, I eat it too. Whoopsie daisy, clicked on a picture here. So I'm doing a share tea in Seattle, a pretentious shithole of a town. This one has 4.1 stars out of 390 reviews. A lot of honest orders. But this one here, let's take a look into this one here, Kelly. It's an odd one. It's a 3-star DD, 10 reviews, 29 photos, 3 stars, 5 months ago. I usually order lychee or milk tea and have been pretty happy about it since I always return on my work breaks. Bubble tea on work breaks. I ordered taro milk for the first time and was disappointed. There was no flavor. Tasted like milk water. Too bad because taro is such a popular flavor and is one of my go-to when I ordered from any tea shop. The pearls are always cooked nicely, though. It's so weird. Disappointed in the flavor of milk.
The flavor of milk. I've never had a bubble tea.
Really? They're pretty good. I enjoy them, man. Because that's the cool thing about it is like you can get I get like the fruit ones and they have chunks of fruit in them.
Okay.
Like kind of like little chunks of gel almost, but it's fruit. Like it'd be like pineapple or shit like that. So they suck up like bubbles still.
Yeah.
But they taste like a little burst of fruit.
What are the bubbles?
Tapioca pudding.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. I like them both. I like the tapioca, or I like the fruit. Because you can get ones that are like super refreshing.
Yeah.
Interesting one here. This one's a long one here. BB 304 reviews, 1,719 photos here, Kelly, and they have 6 photos with this place here. 2 stars 2 years ago. Could be pre-pandemic. Pretty darn close. Love the building. Exposed plumbing. I love it when people are critiquing the building. You know, the rustic look and very high ceilings. Or it's more like, you know, the rustic look and very high ceilings. But it felt empty. I'm reviewing the place on how the decor looks. Location is very convenient. Not sure about parking, but I'm sure there's lots of residential parking. Very convenient by Canada Line. City Hall Station. What? I think this guy reviewed the wrong place. It's hilarious. Ordered the handmade fresh taro with milk. It was okay. Not much taste. Large drink was $6. Ouch! Bubble tea ain't cheap. Possibly I ordered the wrong drink. Maybe next time. Possibly not again.
What the fuck?
Love it. Wow, did they ever go all out?
The place felt empty. It's like, what you mean? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, super weird.
Like, specify. Like, you mean there's not a lot of people
You
in
gotta
there?
be way more specific. I know.
There's like not enough equipment.
This person
going
just
on.
sounded like so pretentious right off the bat.
Yeah. That's what kind of threw me off. Felt empty.
No fuss,
Like
no
your life?
smile,
Like, I don't know.
just do it attitude. Sorry they didn't. This is a dude who has to ask women to take their earbuds out to talk to them. This is that dude. This is the dude that tells women to smile. This is one of those creep ass dudes.
Oh shit!
You know, that needs his servers to smile at him. What a
Yeah.
fucking whack job. Love it though. And it's $6 is pretty average. It's $5 to $6 for a bubble tea. That's how much they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to be shocked by that, you're at the wrong place, bud. You're at the wrong place. There we go. Another person about the taro milk. Very weird. Person hating on the taro milk. This is a very interesting one here. I love it when people get like super into the review too. Casey, 4 stars. 2 years ago, this person has 99 reviews and 184 photos. Pretty good place to hang out. Clean environment. Chinese music playing in the background. And prompt and attentive service. Seasonal specials are really hit and miss. I'd come back, but I wouldn't go out of my way to come back. I'd come back, but I wouldn't go out of my way to come back. There are only 6 tables, which means you might have to wait around for a table since it can get quite busy. Wow, pre-pandemic. The place is so busy you gotta wait around for a table. I love it. I think this person's this is about talking through that. You gotta talk like a microphone thing. They're really encased in there. There's a person. Okay, this one's a good one here. Guy really upset about this one. EO, 2 reviews, 1 star, 10 months ago. I've been here 5 times, and 3 out of the 5 times I've encountered very unfriendly workers there. 2 girls, in parentheses. It's always the same ones, and I do not appreciate it. I used to recommend this place to a bunch of my friends. I've studied there and hung out with my friends there pre-COVID. But I will no longer do that due to the lack of basic customer service I get. I have even witnessed other customers being treated poorly. This elderly woman said, "Hi there," and no one acknowledged her. One of the workers literally just looked at her and then slowly looked away. After seeing that today, I can no longer tolerate it.
Are you there for bubble tea or hellos and small talk? Because I guarantee you those employees do not want to make small talk with you.
Working in the downtown core of anywhere would suck dick.
Yeah.
Especially in customer service like this.
Yeah, you get all the crazy people wanting to talk to you too and won't leave you alone. And they're probably asking you to smile and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be so annoying.
The worst, and I feel sorry for women out there. I'm sure everyone can agree with me. It's creepy and it's a terrible look. I apologize for the men out there, all the men out there that do this. But when a female server is polite to you, like a guy, they take it the wrong way. Like, oh man, she's totally into me.
Yeah,
she's just being polite, dude.
Yeah, she wants your money. She wants a tip.
She wants you in and out and gone in the quickest way possible.
Yeah.
That's what she's not hitting on you in any way, shape, or form. I'm sorry to be the one to break this to you. She wants 0% of your penis to touch any part of her. 0.0.
Yeah, you 10-year-olds.
Yeah. His wee-wee. But it's just like, it's just the worst, though. Like, to expect these people are not making a lot of money. They work at a shitty-ass job.
Yeah.
And then, if they're having a bad day, they're having a bad day. Okay? Yeah. They're human. They're allowed to have a bad day. They probably interacted with somebody who just before said, "You're too nice and you talk too much. Be quiet."
Yeah.
I'm gonna be mad now, and you better believe you're gonna hear from my lawyers about how nice you were to me.
Oh no!
Shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't win customer service.
Of course,
it's a
can never
bullshit
win.
Job.
Big time. All the worst. A lot of people like it. You can get ice cream with your shit too, or like slushy.
Yeah.
There's tons of different styles to do it too.
Customer service is such a bullshit job because, they don't really care. It's not their company. Like, when you say they're losing a customer, they do not care. They're happy that they'll never see you again. But they have to pretend like they're upset.
Yeah. Well, that's always the thing. Exactly. You know what I mean? Putting on that fakeness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That especially, there's a time and a place to put on the fakeness, to put on the fake customer service smile, right? There's a time and a place. Obviously, to take it off, it's a very slippery slope, right?
Yeah.
But it is doable at certain times, right? And what these people don't understand, it doesn't affect them how much money if the store is doing great and making millions of dollars, it doesn't make their wage go up. You know what I mean? And if you leave, it doesn't make their wage go down.
Yeah, exactly.
And if, everyone leaves and the place closes, then they're just going to go another shitty job.
Yep.
They don't give a shit about this job. I got news flash. They don't give a shit about this job, and they don't give a shit about you. That's the whole thing. I'm not talking for myself. I'm talking about people who work McDonald's, people who work these low-end jobs. And my hat goes off to these people. I always am anyone's corner, Kelly, that wants to work. You want to do anything, you want to shovel shit, you know what I mean? If you just as long as you're waking up and you're going and shoveling shit every day, my hat goes off to you too. Absolutely. Because each and every one of us who does go out there and earns a paycheck, we're shoveling shit one way or another. But just the fact that you got out of bed, set your alarm clock, got your fucking cup of coffee, got to point A to point B some way or another to that job, punch your fucking clock in, punch your fucking clock out at the end of the day, go home. Just the fact that you did that, good for you. And these people, I don't know how these people do it. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it. That's the reason why I have so much respect for people in customer service, and I'm so polite to them. Gee, I couldn't do it. Because everyone's a dick out there. One more here, Kelly. One more and we'll wrap it up here. Good one. JS. They're a local guide. 79 reviews, 102 photos, 1 star a year ago. Waited forever for my order and wasn't what I asked for. I asked for a blended taro bubble tea. And I got a taro milk tea. How dare you? That was pretty much all pearls. Which I also wasn't even asked if I wanted or not. See, this person's mad, Kelly, that they weren't asked if they wanted bubbles or not.
Yeah.
You should have spent, if you're going to a bubble, say, these people screwed it up for me. This person, if you're going to a bubble tea place and you don't want pearls, you got to specify. I don't want pearls. I just want the tea in there. Yeah. I don't want other shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like if you order like a cheeseburger from McDonald's and you don't want like fucking ketchup and shit. Yeah. You got to specify.
It's like me going to Tim Hortons. Yeah. I'm like, where's the bubbles? Yeah. Tim Hortons, isn't it? I went to a bubble tea place. God damn it. Yeah. Also, the worker weren't even all wearing masks. One had an under chin, and the other wasn't even wearing one. Wouldn't recommend it all. I've been throwing up for the past 3 hours and have a very upset stomach. Thanks a lot. Share tea. And now they had to up the ante, but they're throwing up because of this tea, because it wasn't the right tea. They're throwing up now.
I'd puke too if I got the wrong tea.
I know. How dare they? Good stuff. Good stuff. I like it. This one's been around for quite some time too. Interesting. Huh. All right, well, we'll take a little breather here. We will be right back after these brief messages. Do you like to fight with your fists? Do you like to fight standing up? None of that pussy shit. Am I right? Then have we got the organization for you. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships! We want women. We want men. We want you if you're over 40 and a retired MMA fighter. Come down to the tryouts in Tuscaloosa, Arizona. And in a city near you, we'll be finding dudes in bars, in pubs, and at the good old truck yard, Street Fighter style. Come on down, we got lots of money somehow. Not affiliated with any mafia. Wink.
We charge $4.99 for a whole month of cards, and somehow we pay our fighters millions of dollars.
How is that even possible? We don't know, or do we?
We got CTE and blood.
Hell yeah! Free bubble tea as well! BKFC tryouts in a city near you.
Just bleed!
And get brain damage! Brain damage results may vary.
It's not whether you get brain damage. It's that the results will vary.
Here at the End New Podcast, we are happy to announce a pairing between two mega brands, Water and BKFC, a partnership that'll last another millennia. Because who after a good long fight with your bare fists doesn't like a cold, refreshing water?
Hydrate that brain.
And get that blood off your face.
You're a big disgrace.
Wiping your fanny all over the place. Water and BKFC. Welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed our commercials and go grab yourself a cold, tall glass of water in the house. You know I'm talking. Tap water. Let's talk some motherfucking video games. Played a ton of WoW this last few weeks here, Kelly. Really been grinding to my player. Very WoW indeed. World of Warcraft, still so good. I would just, playing it. Finally got to, I'm almost level 50 now. Level like 48 and a bit. Gonna be level 50 very, very soon. And just doing Zul'Farrak. Finally got a hit level 40. A few weeks ago, and 44 is what all you need for Zul'Farrak, an awesome instance. It's kind of like a desert area. I love it, man. It's an easy one to do. It's not super long and hard, but like it is hard, but it's not super long, and it's like a lot of action for your leveling up, and a lot of quests, tons of bosses in it too. And I already got tons of good gear from it. I still have 2 more quests to complete from it. Only done it a few times, but just tanking it and just having tons and tons of fun. Really leveling up the warrior right now is just absolutely amazing, Kelly. Because I'm getting like 2 different things that are just really upping tons and tons of my shit. One that lowers how much rage all of my spells cost. Each one, I can put 3 into this one as well, Kelly. So it lowered everything by 3 rage was huge. And just to be able to get that extra, just that little bit extra I'm finding is just being super awesome. Obviously tough on your own, It's pretty tough battling as a prot warrior on your own. But when you actually play the instances, you realize all the hard work and all the toughness you go through is for that reason and that reason alone. So you can keep all the threat onto you, and it's really not that hard for me to keep all the threat onto me, especially in a big group and at Zul'Farrak, which has some really hairy areas. Where you're fighting tons and tons of dudes all at once, but just really kind of getting into a zone with the game, and I was just thinking that the other day when I was doing Zul'Farrak, and with a good group of guys as well. So I'm finding with the classic, you're really getting a lot of good groups of where I'm easily the noobiest one out of everyone that's playing, and obviously that helps out huge. But just getting into the groove of being an integral part of it, being the tank too, I find is super super interesting. Something I've never done before in the game is being DPS. Just being a guy who does damage. Whether it be a hunter or a mage or something like that is always been super fun to do. But being an integral part of the instance of the dungeon in that tank, and just keeping the threat off of your healers and other people is I think it just really it adds a different fold to such an odd game. It's lasted so long, and I can see why. Like I said, it's obviously not the funnest, I think, to be a prot warrior, but I think at the end of the day, I'm going to grind them out to the max level. Just for that reason, to have a full protection warrior at level 70 would be pretty damn sweet. I mean, I'm almost level 50, so I'm getting close. And obviously, 50 to 70 is going to be one hell of a grind. I think that's where I'm really going to feel the game. And I've kind of already got a backup character. I either want to do like a shaman or a warlock. I think it'd be a lot of fun too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm always finding a renewed love for the game with each area you go to and different shit like that. I would have liked to played ZF a lot more than I actually did, but I'm just glad I got to play it. On to the next, maybe learn a new dungeon and play on those. And I think that's what I'm going to really, really focus on, because I think it's obviously how I made a good amount of XP, maybe a level or two of XP was just doing that dungeon. So I think that's obviously what I've got to focus on in order, rather than just grinding out quests. I think it'd be quicker for me to just try to get in a group and do dungeons that way. Focus more on that than anything. But like I said, I'm just tough as nails right now, which I do really, really enjoy. But it's just like a grind to beat up most shit.
How's the player base on that game now?
Pretty good, because I'm in. I am finding, obviously, with the limitations of it. Yeah. Because now they're even making crossover, so you can do a dungeon with a horde guy if you're Alliance.
Oh wow.
I know in the actual game, it's all cross. Realm too. Like when you look for a group for somebody, it's everyone in any realm that's looking for a group can join up with you. So you're basically joining up instantly all the time, right? Yeah. This one you're not. I've had lags. Okay. Certain times of the day. I was trying to look for a group earlier on today, like 9 a.m. is when I first started playing, and I found there wasn't that many people playing. But I think just because it was a local, it is a West Coast realm, right? Maybe there obviously wouldn't be that many people on at 9 a.m. If people played all night. 9 a.m. wouldn't be the time they're on, right? So, but when I was stopped playing at around 11,
yeah,
I was finding obviously now everyone's looking for groups, for Resolve for Act. So, it was, I understand, just the part of the thing, but I did grind a lot and did finish off a lot of levels. I think obviously the switching up to, grinding an area, then going out and about and picking off, you gotta fly here to give this dude this one thing, and then over to here just to give this dude this one thing. It's so enjoyable. I don't know what it is about the game. It's definitely an addiction, to play WoW and to just enjoy it, I think. And it's just one of those games that manage to have just finds different ways. I just find the characters, the enemies you fight, Kelly, especially just how different they are. I think from other MMORPGs, they've had, 15, 20 years to perfect that. How beasts are different, than the simple thing of how beasts are different than people. But how, different people fight a little harder than other different, humanoids, I guess is what I should say. Humanoid the fighters as opposed to beasts. And not all beasts are the same too, And, each guy does something different. They could have a special ability too. So I always find that very unique and very interesting. And the quest styles as well. It's not just go get all, go kill 10 boars and get their livers. It's not all just that too. So, I'm fine. Like I said, I think the game is kind of almost rewarding me at being at this high of a level. I'm getting a lot of good gold. I'm, really getting a lot of good gold and finding blue items and selling them. And now I think I made the mistake of being a leather worker as a warrior. Just I thought leather. Unfortunately, was the realization I came to not too long ago. I thought leather made bags. Leather workers do not make bags. Clothers make bags, and I fucking put everything into being a leather worker, like an idiot. But I can build like these armor kits that are nice to put onto my armor, but really at the end of the day, it's an extra 200 armor, even at the ones I'm at right now. But whatever, it's the path I have chosen. I will stick with it. Love and WoW, but the game I want to get into, and I've got one hell of a play in, is Hellsplit Arena. Super fun game for the VR headset on Steam. It's a cheap game too, but man, oh man, it's just so much fucking fun, Kelly. And I love the VR headset too for just how it tracks everything. Like, it tracks your movements and kind of sets goals for you too as well. As I was playing the game, the VR headset was like, oh, you're halfway through your, your activity goal. You know what I mean? And then as I kept on playing, it said, you've completed your activity goal for the day. I'm like, oh, interesting. You know what I mean? But it is definitely a good workout. This Hellsplit is definitely a good workout, man. So you're basically like, you're like a dungeon fighting type dude, like a, just a typical, knights and, like a knights and shining armor type dude. But it's a little bit more than that. It is kind of an RPG style where the more you accumulate money for competing in different levels, and then with that money you buy new gear. So it makes, whether it be weapons or whether it be armor or shields and new gear is unlocked the further you progress in the storyline. And so you basically go to like an area and you have to defeat all the dudes and they'll reappear, and that's the gist of it. It's not super complex. The different enemies you fight is very complex though, whether it be skeletons or zombies, but they're very, they're agile. They're not like the walking into wall zombies. They're more of like a soldier who just wants to eat flesh as well. And they vary from a dude, with a stick and cloth to a 7-foot, 290-pound behemoth of a man in full plate armor and a massive double-handed sword, and then everything in between. And the skeletons, you fight skeletons too, who are super quick. They have varying armor and varying weapons too, from axes, clubs, swords, shields, everything. And then, for their armor as well, for helmets, chain mail, plate mail, and different shit like that, which affects how well you can attack. So, you get the headset on, and it's so very, very active. You can go sword and shield, just your fist, one weapon, double-handed weapons, so interactive, and you're just picking up weapons, dropping weapons, putting stuff in your belt. Like, you could go with a big weapon, like a two-handed weapon, but also have a weapon in your belt, which you can look down and grab, Kelly, and then grab it. The levels, though, I think that's what is this new, because this game came out in 2019. I think the graphics of the levels, the one level I absolutely love. I haven't even scratched the surface on the game. The one level I love, and when I first read it too, it was a battlefield lake, and I've talked about it before. It's like a frozen lake, and it's a blizzard, so snow is coming down, and there's dead bodies everywhere strewn about, but it's huge, Kelly. It's gigantic. It's this gigantic lake, kind of like in farmland, but it's cold as shit. There's crows everywhere, eating these dead bodies and shit. And but just like when you look off in the distance, it's just absolutely insane. What another crazy thing was, you're fighting on ice. So you're fighting on ice. The zombies slip. They slip on the ice and shit like that. And one interactive thing with the level alone, Kelly, to go back to the level, is that the crows, when you go near them, they fly away. But they don't fly away for good. They just hover above, and then they come back to eat the dead body again. It's just super crazy, the 3D-ness of looking at a dead body like that on the ground, off in the distance, especially just how far you can see off in the distance with this VR headset is just absolutely insane. And then just the movements, the way you move around and attack, you're like swinging a baseball bat, you're punching dudes like boxing style, or you're using your shield up and shield bashing dudes and using your one-handed weapon just to crush their skulls. It's absolutely amazing. You can pick up dudes, you can rip their heads off, you can punch your hand through a dude's chest and pull out his fucking heart, Kelly. And then you can throw the heart at a dude, or you can eat the heart. If you eat the heart, it actually damages you. Just little things like that, but I just love the actual physics of it. Like I was really experimenting. So I was playing just like the dungeon on this amazing this ice level, and you get a horse too. There's a horse in the level as well, and it's just so realistic how you can touch the horse and shit like that. But you can ride the horse, Kelly, and you're like a fucking bulldozer just bowling through these dudes with this horse when you go full speed. It's just insane. But I'm going through the different weapons, just enjoying the weapons, figuring them out, and then I finally get to start using the two-handed weapons. And it was kind of a bit of a difficultness to kind of figure out how to work my hands, and just how you can choke up on the weapon, where you can put your hands on the weapon. You can grab the blade if you want to, and use the sword like a reverse if you really wanted to. That's how crazy it is, but. Once I got used to how to use a double-handed like claymore, you know what I mean. I was chopping through dudes like nothing, man. It was so cool, Kelly. And even the way I would slice through them wouldn't be some cookie cutter. You know what I mean? Oh, you slice them in half. No, if I sliced them upwards on an angle, it'd be sliced upwards on an angle, downwards, right through the middle. Chopped him through the shoulder down, chopped his head right off. It was exactly how you do it, and that was a ton of fun, really. And then you're fighting dudes with armor, fucking chop his leg off, just fucking hack down low. Super amazing when it came to that. And then same thing with using like hammers or maces. Oh man, it's really really cool, and it was really such a very very good workout. I was really feeling it. And it was funny because at first I couldn't figure out how to use. I was having a terrible time having to figure out my hands with the double-handed weapon, and I couldn't really swing it properly. I was having such a hard time swinging it. Like I said, eventually I got it. I was knocking out home runs, so I ended up just like throwing my hammer at a dude and then like finishing the level off with just my bare fist. It was super super cool game, man. Can't say enough about it. Just how in depth it is. You can kick, you can jump. Like obviously you got to push a button to kick. It's not going to notice your feet kicking. But just with the punching, the grabbing, I just thought just the graphics alone, I think it's an A+ in my book. An amazing game to play, and it just always amazes me every time. You can really get lost. You kind of got to get kind of acclimatized a little bit. But man, oh man, I was lost in that snow world, man. It was so amazing, so beautifully amazing, and so just how they do the depth of everything too. Absolute amazing game, and I cannot say enough good things about it. Great game. We'll talk more about it next week. I'll play some more. I'm obviously going to play some more WoW, and we'll talk more about different things. What about you, Kelly? What games did you get this week, man?
I haven't actually been playing a lot. I've been waiting for that Diablo Immortal to come out on the phone.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I also want the Apex Legends to come out on mobile. But I've just been playing San Andreas on my phone. Still doing that.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm still following the story, but I find myself mostly just fucking around and just blowing up shit nowadays on the game.
That's always been your specialty.
Yeah. just having fun. But I've actually played a few games of Apex Legends again.
Okay.
They have a new season and a new character called Mad Maggie or something like that. I haven't really played. I haven't played her at all. But I found they have a new feature. I don't know if it's just the people I'm picking, but I'm assuming it's everyone. When you drop from the actual airplane now, it shows everybody around you with little triangles, so that you know where they're dropping as well.
Huh.
Yeah, so I found that interesting. Nothing's really new. I wish I had more to talk about, but yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I haven't really been playing. I played a little bit of Warzone as well, but they
cool.
took away the solo for the Battle Royale. They took away
Weird.
the solo.
Why the hell would they do that?
I know, it's so stupid. So you have to be in a squad.
Ah,
I don't
boo.
yeah. So I haven't been playing that. I went back to Apex.
That is so weird.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. If they bring it back, I'll go back to it. But I don't want to play in a squad.
My son was playing a game, and I was brought me back memories of me playing a ton. We both played together a ton. Was Titanfall 2.
Yeah, that's a
great game. Great game. What a game that was. And he actually started playing Apex because of it. Because he was playing that, and he was like, I'll play some Apex. He's not bad. He unlocked Watson. Nice. And who's the fast guy, the adrenaline dude?
Oh, Octane.
Octane, yeah. So he got Octane and Watson.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, Titanfall. When I was watching him play, I was like, "Oh man, that game was so fucking good."
It was. Man.
That was an awesome game.
It's too bad it had a low buy rate.
Yeah.
Bought it. Just I don't know. It's so good though.
The storyline was great.
Yeah.
And obviously the online was amazing.
But they were competing with Call of Duty and
Halo
and all that shit.
Good game.
Yeah.
Another good. I want to maybe get into the new Far Cry. Football is out now. The Madden 22 is free now on EA Access, obviously because of the and on obviously if you have an idiot like me, I had EA Access before I bought Game Pass, but now that I'm basically locked into Game Pass, which now has another new world not World of Warcraft, but it's a Warhammer game, Total War 3. is free on Game Pass Game Pass PC. Like it's impossible to. It's almost like I need another hard drive.
Yeah.
On my computer, it comes up with there's so many good games. I think that's what I'm going to have to buy is an external hard drive.
Get a SSD one though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like you're so used to like having the SSD in your PC, it's gonna slow it down so much.
Oh, really? So can you get a external SSD hard drive? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. What do you think they go for?
I mean, they go on sale all the time.
Yeah.
I think the last one I saw was like $500. Oh, sorry, not $500. Sorry, 500 gigs.
Oh, wow.
Was like I think it was like $100 on sale.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just look for sales.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm not really sure what they're going rate.
Either way, I think that's what I gotta go with.
Yeah,
I definitely want that game.
Otherwise, your loading time for games is just gonna take forever.
Yeah, I'm kind of just getting to that point where I am almost at my max all the time, and I'm deleting games. You know what I mean? I was doing that on my Xbox too, and then I got an external hard drive for my Xbox, and it's been fine. But I think that's right on at the go.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the same thing with my PC. I
think especially because we've changed gears. You know what I mean? You know what has happened for like the last 10 years. We're now officially everything is there's no hard copies of anything.
Yeah, it's all digital.
Everything is digital. You have to download and save it to your hard drive, right?
Yeah.
But it's just no shortage of games. All right then. Let's talk some MMA and bare knuckle fighting. Let's get started with Bellator 274. Gracie versus Storley. Okay, card. Nothing spectacular. You know, they're not gonna have all these super knock them out of the parks, and that's fine. One big announcement was Brennan Ward making his MMA return. And I always thought, like, man, this dude was such a good fighter. Why did he ever leave? And obviously, it came out that he was super addicted to drugs. He had a drug problem, beat it, and now he's back in MMA, and Bellator welcomed him back, and he has a big win over Brandon Bell.
That'd be funny if it was like, he had a drug problem, then they made pot legal, and now he's back. Like the Diaz brothers.
Exactly. No, he had like a bad like hard drug problem.
Yeah, that's more of a pride thing.
Yeah, exactly. This dude, he had a great career. Before all that went down, his last fight was 2017. Before this one, where he lost by guillotine to Fernando Gonzalez. He lost to Paul Daly before that. Had a big win over Sada Wad. He lost by heel hook to Cyborg Santos. And that was in 30 seconds, too.
Jeez.
But then he had a ton of wins. He had the big win in Ryzen. That's what it was. I remember him going over to Ryzen and had an awesome showing when they kind of had like that crossover event with Bellator. And had 4 wins before losing to Cyborg, even beating Curtis Melander. Tough ass dude, you know what I mean, and found a way back to get into the ring and with a huge win as well. Good for him. I always liked Brennan Ward because I always thought he brought it. He was always a tough ass dude. He gets it back in a big win. Adam Piccolotto, he gets a big win over Georgi Karyakian as well. Georgie is not a great fighter, but Adam Piccolotto, he's a superstar right now. Big win for him. Andrei Koreshkov turning back the clock against Chance Recountree, getting the spinning back kick finish. Did you see it, Kelly?
I did not.
5 broken ribs.
Holy shit.
From this spinning back kick.
Holy shit.
Joe Rogan ain't got shit on Andrei Koreshkov. 5 broken ribs, Kelly. The guy crumpled right after the kick, obviously.
Yeah. That's surgery right there.
That's He ain't doing anything.
Shit, he's not even breathing for a while.
Exactly.
Everything's weird.
Oh, big time.
He's gonna have to take the tiniest breaths.
Every breath you take.
So his rib cage doesn't raise.
And then we have the main event where Logan Story takes a grinding win over Nima Gracie. Comes over some, Nima Gracie throwing up a lot of grappling and chances in the beginning, but tiring out, and Logan Story took over. I think it was a bad fight for Bellator and a bad fight for, obviously, Nima Gracie. Huge loss for him, a dude who had tons of steam, was talking a ton of shit, and, he gets ground out by your run-of-the-mill fucking wrestler. He's 13-1, only losing to the champ, Amasov, but still, you don't want Nima Gracie losing, I think, is a big loss for Bellator. And that lights him up like a Christmas tree. Look at loss, win, loss, win, loss.
I like it. It's very festive. Very festive record.
Let's go over to UFC Fight Night 201. Walker versus Hill. Not bad. It wasn't a bad card. I'm always saying I'm glad I had some fast forward time. The undercard had some good finishes. Chaz Skelly getting a really nice victory for his retirement bout over Mark Stiegel. Stephanie Egger beats Jessica Rose Clark by armbar. David Onama getting a huge KO win over Gabriel Benitez. Did you watch that one, Kelly?
I can't remember.
Whew, those guys went balls to the wall, and just Onama just got the better of it.
Sometimes I can't remember names.
It was a good one. And we go to the main card. Joaquin Buckley getting a grinding win over Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. That was a close one, man. That was a real close one. Jim Miller turning back the clock, Kelly, over Nicholas Mata. Jim Miller now has the most wins in UFC history, separating himself from the pack.
Huh. And never a title.
Never even close to a title. And he goes and beats an up and coming young guy who is coming off of 3 wins. He's the young man killer, Jim Miller. There we go. That worked. 2 wins for him now. Both finishes. KO win over Eric Gonzalez. He was another rising star, and another big win over a rising star, also by TKO. Something in that New Jersey water, man. Parker Porter getting a huge decision win over Alan Badon. That was pretty. First round was okay. Second 2 rounds got real boring. Kyle Dockhouse getting a Brado. Nice submission by Brado. Choke over Jamie Pickett. They get the tap right at the last second. That was pretty cool. Right basically before the bell. As the bell was going on, he was tapping. Good fight. Jamie Dockhouse just really good on the ground. Nothing fancy, nothing spectacular, but with all the cancellations of this card. Poof. It's amazing this fight even continued. And that brings us to the main event of the evening, where Jamal Hill destroys Johnny Walker with a crazy KO punch. His fucking batteries got knocked out and then re-put back in backwards. Did you see that? He did the funky chicken standing.
It was crazy.
What a knockout. And then for him to fold in that way, 2 up against the cage.
Yeah.
Whew. He was okay afterwards. But still, 2 huge finishes. Now for Jamal Hill. Both coming in the first round.
Where does Johnny Walker go?
To Bellator.
Does he, though? He's going to get knocked out in Bellator, too.
Let's break him down a little. It's a dude who he was never the same after he busted his shoulder celebrating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What an idiot. He basically lost. He basically is 1-3 since busting his shoulder. Jeez Louise. From celebrating.
He's just not that good.
No, he really isn't. Losing to Corey Anderson. Losing to Nikita Krylov.
Yeah.
Getting the submission, getting the KO win over Ryan Spann.
How many chances do you give to a guy that looks like he should be good, but
he just isn't. Yeah, I know what you mean. Good call, Kelly. Totally. This guy, if you look that up in the dictionary, it would look like he's huge. He's like super tall. Like 6'5"? That's pretty big for 205.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. He's only 29.
Yeah, shredded.
Yeah, shredded. Exactly. Yet he sucks. The boring fight against Diego Santos, and no one wanted to watch again, and then really getting dummied by Jamal Hill. He got tagged early on too.
Yeah.
And it was game over after that. And then just to take that, that clipping and then just going straight fishy right standing. Jamal Hill's going to be knocking on some doors coming up, man. And I don't know who wants to answer the door. 205? Who wants to fight this dude? I wouldn't. I sure as hell wouldn't. Because he's getting in people's faces and knocking them the fuck out. His only loss was that crazy submission to Paul Craig. You remember when his arm got folded backwards?
Yeah.
That was his only loss. He has a win over Vince St. Preux. Other than that, not a ton of big names. But still, OSP is a big guy to have on your record.
Yeah.
Jimmy Crute, getting that knockout. Jimmy Crute was, really, really tough dude, too. Let's talk some BKFC Knucklemania 2. Great card. Really, really enjoyed it. The fanfare, the event itself was just awesome. I call it right off the bat. I call it right off the bat. Then even Julian Lane got called out for it in the press conference. That his little tussle with Mike Perry in the crowd, a month ago was fake as shit. And and then they keep calling out saying it appears you put your mouth guard in before you started throwing punches. You know what I mean? So who brings their mouth guard and is gonna pop it in before they throw these and the punches to me I watch wrestling. I'm a huge wrestling fan. It looked fake as shit to me. The punches they were throwing were fake as hell. There wasn't a fight. That was two dudes who grabbed each other and pretended to throw some kidney shots. But still, they were trying to build it. It a little cheapened it for me, but still, it was one hell of a card. It was one hell of a card. The hate wasn't there. It was obviously a little, with Mike Perry pulling out a bat in the press conference. Recently too. It was a little weird, pull out a bat, but they were trying to build something. We start off here with Uli Diaz getting another knockout win over Sawyer DP in the second round. Christine Vincent getting a TKO over Jade Massa Wong in the third round. One of the crazier knockouts here was Gustavo Trujillo knocking out Steven Townsell. That was a good one there in the first round. And we see the first the flyweight, the first championship for the women's flyweight title, going to Christine Ferreira over Britton Beltran. Britton Hart, Britton Beltran, She's just marrying, Joey Beltran.
Man, fucking such a good fight.
Yeah, that was a good fight, wasn't it? I know. It was a really good fight. Britton Hart turning it on in the end. She wasn't going down. She took some beatings. Her eye fucking busted up and exploded pretty early. She did not give up. She looked like she was hurt as shit, but the heart on her, man, is just gigantic.
All I could think was I want to watch her fight again.
Yeah, me too. She's a mainstay. She didn't get the belt, but she was up against a real professional boxer.
Yeah, it was the opposite of when I watched Paige.
Yeah, exactly. Good fight. Chad Milk Money Mendez defeats Joshua Alvarez. Wow. He looked jacked.
Oh, man. He took all the Mexican supplements. He just took them all.
Chad Mendez. Juiced to the kill.
Seriously. It's crazy how much this guy looks like a bodybuilder now, more than a fighter. He looks like a miniature Yoel Romero. It's insane.
I didn't know traps were made that big.
Yeah, seriously, bro. He's doing all the shrugs. It's like... Man, it's so crazy how he just ballooned up.
Yeah, no USADA over there.
Yeah, that's like the other guy the other week. What was his name? Another UFC fighter.
Alan Belcher.
Alan Belcher, another
huge!
guy. Yeah. Those guys are taking the same supplements, I guarantee you. They're talking to each other right now, texting each other.
Yeah.
It's like, man, they're really working well, aren't
Your
they?
traps looked amazing.
It's crazy. I like it. But
yeah, whatever. I don't care. If these people want to risk their bodies and do whatever to get to the next level, have at it.
Yeah.
Have at it. He looked good, though. He was quick. He was strong. He was taking some shots. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, it's just, you know, goes to say, you know, whatever. I'm not going to throw shade. You know, the winner, he won. But where there's smoke, there's fire, man. And he looked jacked to shit.
All these guys are going to fight, like, late into their lives, though, because of it. You know
I can see it. Yep, I can see it with technology these days, and exactly that. They're not going to get as much brain damage. They got so much, you know what I mean, water and muscle in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree. And then we get to the aforementioned fight. Mike Perry defeating Julian Lane by unanimous decision. It was a good fight. Good fight, you know what I mean? I thought he had her off the bat because Mike Perry dropped him there right off the bat, basically. But Julian Lane didn't go out and was willing to stand and bang as he loves doing. And he, you know, I thought he won the last 2 rounds. I thought Julian Lane was really turning on, and you know, Mike Perry was really tiring. And Julian Lane showing why he was kind of built for this sport. Some dudes are just built for bare knuckle boxing. That's a scary ass thing.
Yeah.
Their hands are made to punch you in the face, and they're made to get knocked out and still come back and be fine with it. It's insane. Yeah. It's absolutely insane.
Say Mike Perry's speech.
Oh, exactly.
We all have to suffer in the sport, and today it was my hands that are suffering because they hurt a lot from punching him in the face. But my hands are going to get better. And then he just fucking starts mumbling on about other shit. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, it was really weird, especially they almost kind of got into it right after the fight, too.
Yeah, he was like poking him in the chest, be like, you said this.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care, man, you said that. And then it's just like, this is the time to squash the beef.
Yeah. It's like, man, you're trying to build up a fight.
Yeah. Very weird. Very weird. And, you know, we get a lot of odd speeches afterwards. They got to have somebody better up there cutting. These speeches got to be 10 seconds. I swear. They got to be 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Show a quick clip of the fight, but they just want to go ramble on about who they love and who trained them and who pissed them off. Becomes too much. They got to do something behind the stage, like a meeting. All right, guys, here's how we're going to conduct interviews afterwards. But I guess once you've taken 250 unprotected shots to the face, that's what happens.
And he just called out the champ too, right after.
Of course he did, exactly. Think we could see it.
Man, that guy, I'm so surprised he's not in like jail or dead.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised.
The fact that he isn't, and is still fighting at this high of a level.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. He's got to have good people in his corner.
Yeah. Well, even if he does, he's insane. He got all his brain cells like knocked around way too much. The guy has so much CTE. He's the type of guy who goes home and kills his family if he had one.
Woo!
And shoots himself in the head. Woo-hoo! He has so much CTE. He's fucking nuts.
He does have that much CTE. Yeah, he does. It's true. He goes and Chris Benoit's him. You know, it is unfortunate. A lot of these dudes, that's what they do. Hopefully, he just takes his own life if he feels that need.
Yeah, hopefully.
You know what I mean? But it's just, you know, you know what I mean? Something's wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
But there's no cure for it.
No.
And there's going to be no way, you know, to go about it. You know, this is what he loves to do.
Yeah.
It's what no one's forcing him. No one's putting a gun to his head and say, go out there and fight. This is all he knows what to do.
Yeah, he wants to die on his sword.
Exactly. Is this like a drug addiction thing? You know what I mean? Where, you know what I mean, some of the people who are drug addicts have a mental problem, but then some develop that mental problem from the drugs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's obviously the same. It's obviously kind of the same problem where he, you know what I mean, the fighting is a drug to him. But the damage from the fighting is causing him to still seek out this drug. He doesn't know anything else either.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes don't. But that brings us to the main event of the evening. Luis Palomino defending his belt against Martin Brown. It was a tough one, but it was a boxing match. It was like much more of a boxing match really to call. It was definitely a battle of two different styles.
Yeah.
Big time. You saw that Martin Brown style, really super elusive, looking for that one shot. Ducking away, having weird low head movement, and Luis Palomino, his fighting style, just going to bring it to you. But he had to change up a little bit, and there was a lot of clashing of heads, I thought, too, in this one. A lot of tying up, but it was a tough one to call. Obviously, I had it for Palomino as well. I love him in this sport too. This sport is just Florida to a T, really. Him and Mike Perry are both from Florida, and tough as nails. I think that's what it is. These people are just tough as fucking nails, and that's what Luis Palomino is. One of the toughest dudes on the planet. A dude who really is probably fighting above his weight class, even at 155. He's a small 155er, and he's trading with these dudes like crazy. He was almost, it was a good distance. Martin Brown was taller than him. And you still, like I said, it wasn't a super decisive, super beatdown. He definitely won, handily on some of the score sheets, but just with all the misses, I think of Martin Brown, and really the inactivity, I think just allowed Luis Palomino to take over the fight, and turn it into his fight. And obviously the score sheets don't lie. Obviously, could have been better, but that's we got the best of the best dudes fighting for the belt. There ain't no slubs, and you could get a decision. That's just what happens. And I enjoyed the card. I thought it was head and shoulders above both events. With Bellator, I thought wasn't that great. UFC was okay. Even if they had a full lineup, it obviously would have been a better card. But it was tough to compete against Knucklemania too. I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely endorse Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship to anybody out there. It's got the And New Podcast seal of approval.
And it's cheap as fuck.
It is cheap as hell. I know, exactly. So odd.
I don't know how they pay the...
I know.
Think about it. It's like, okay, you're going to charge $4.99, right? Say you sell, I don't know, like 500,000 views. What does that get you? That gets you like what? I'm not good at math. Fuck, a few million.
Like 2.5 million.
Yeah, not enough to even pay the roster.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
That's for 1 month.
But I like it.
That's the high end.
Yeah.
Definitely, there's no way 500,000 people have the app.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd say like 100,000, 250 maybe would be a lot.
I know they put a lot of stuff on YouTube too, but like, how much is YouTube paying them really?
Zero.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Like I said, there's something going on.
Something going on. Somebody's laundering money, but we all appreciate it.
We are the beneficiary of it. We are the beneficiary. Well, great show, man. Our PM show did great. Yeah, late show tonight. It's been really, really good. I've really been enjoying the time slot up here on our long weekend. Just want to give a special shout out to everyone out there listening in Radio Land. Thank you all tuning in. The Spotify peeps, loving ya. You're keeping us fed somehow, Spotify. Thank you over there. And, wherever you pick up our show, any platform, thank you for tuning in every week with us here. Always bringing you some wackiness, some MMA news. Just glad to be in your headsets, in your stereo, or in your car speakers, pounding out with this beautiful voice. Bump, 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 bump. All right, Kelly, that about wraps it up here, man. Without further ado, for my man Kelly, my name is Steven, and you've been listening to the New Podcast. Signing off. Chicken nugget.